Hello learners, today we are going to see with another topic, that is scanning tunneling microscope, which is also known as an STM process. It is also used for measuring the topography of the surface. So this STM was around developed in 1980s, and the scientist has done his research on the material with the gold, and he got its first image, which was displayed on the screen of television monitor, in which he was able to see the precisely spaced atoms and observed the broad atoms and in a particular height. So this was a simple method for creating a direct image of the atomic structure. But you have to keep in mind that that atomic force microscope and scanning tunneling microscope, there is a one single difference, that scanning tunneling microscope is applicable for conducting material only. So we are going to see in details with this topic. So what is an STM? It is an instrument for imaging surface at the atomic level. It is based on the concept of quantum tunneling, and the resolution obtained in lateral direction is around zero point 0.1 nanometer, and in depth we can get a resolution around 0.01 nanometer. So what do you mean by quantum mechanics? It means that it is the explanation behavior of the photons and electron. What do you mean by quantum tunneling? So first of all, you should know that if you can observe the figure, there are two views shown. One is the classical view and second one is quantum mechanical view. So if you can observe in the first figure, you can see an atoms or the electrons. So when it is going to hit the barrier, it gets reflected back. It doesn't get passed through this barrier because this electron acts as a particle. But in quantum tunneling effect, what happens? This whatever the electron, they acts or travel in a waveform. So this, because of the traveling into waveform, this electrons is going to pass through the barrier. So that is known as quantum tunneling effect. So that you can compare with the both the diagrams. Next thing, the STM is not only used in ultra high vacuum, but also it is used in air, water, and various other liquids, ranging from temperature around 0 Kelvin to over 1000 degrees Celsius. So what happens actually in the tunneling microscope, that we will see in the next slide. So first of all, you must understand what do you mean by tunneling current. So what is tunneling current? When a sharp metallic tip is brought very close to the surface of a conductor, an electric current can be detected due to the tunneling of electrons through the air gap. And in this air case, the air gap is considered as the barrier. And when the electrical voltage is applied between the sample and tip, this tunneling phenomena results in a net electrical current, which is known as an tunneling current. Let's see with an construction. So there are two figures shown on the top side. If you will see, there are different components shown in the actual construction. So first one is the piezoelectric tube with an electrode or with an tube. So this piezoelectric tube has a tip which comes in contact with the sample. So next one, a voltage is applied between the sample and the tip. Next one, we have the scanning tip, which is mostly made up of tungsten material, and this tip is connected to a tunneling current amplifier. So whatever output signal we get from the tip, that is quite low, so that must be amplified. So tunneling current amplifier is used, which is connected to an distance control and scanning unit. So whatever the feedback, whatever the distance is maintained. Now there are two methods for operation, or we can call it as mode. So first is constant height and constant current. So whatever the data is feed, that is given to distance control unit, and accordingly it is going to take the action, and the signal is passed to the piezoelectric tube, and the output of this or whatever image we get, that is shown in the data processing and display. So these are the few components of an STM. So first of all, we will see with an first component, that is scanning tip. So the scanning tip has only one atom at the tip, that is an called as an apex, and it is made up of material from tungsten metal or a platinum iridium alloy. And the scanning tip is the most important aspects of the STM, as tunneling current is carried by that particular atom. So if you can observe with a figure, the voltage is applied around 100 millivolt, and the current is passed from the tip to the sample. So we have to keep in mind that voltage and current is inversely proportional to each other. So less is the voltage, more will be the flow of electrons, that is more will be the flow of current. So we have to keep in mind that lesser will be the distance, more will be the flow of electrons. So we have to maintain a particular distance, so that there will be more flow of current from the tip to the sample. Next component is piezoelectric scanner. So the scanner tip is attached to piezoelectric tube scanner. So what is piezoelectric effect? In which when the voltage is applied, the material changes its length accordingly. So by adjusting the voltage, the distance between the tip and the surface can be regulated. So this piezoelectric crystals expand and contract very slightly depending on the voltage applied, and this principle is used to control the horizontal position, that is XY, and height Z of the scanning tip. Next component is distance control and scanning unit. As we have already seen in the construction, that the distance control and scanning unit is acts as a feedback. So we have to control the position of the tip close enough to the sample, so that it doesn't touch the surface. And second one, next one is the data processing unit, that is computer. So this computer records the tunneling current and controls the voltage, and it will display an image in the three-dimensional of the sample surface. Then fifth one is the vibration isolation system. As the STM deals with extremely fine position measurement, so it should be free from vibrations, and the distance between the tip and surface is maintained around zero point 0.1 nanometer, which is very small to get desired atomic resolutions. So this, due to extremely high sensitivity, it is absolutely necessary to reduce the vibration and to isolate the system from external vibrations. So which can be done by using and damping. So damping can be achieved by either three systems. Either it can be a pneumatic system, spring system, or eddy current system. So let's see with an working. So first requirement is the voltage has to be applied between the tip and the sample surface. So before that, the operation of STM and AFM is identical, except that one use of in this particular, they use a sharp tip which is connected to piezoelectric tube, while in AFM process, instead of using an piezoelectric, they have an cantilever link. So and this at one end, this tip is attached. So a bias, what happens in the actual process? Bias voltage is applied between the tip and the sample, and when the tip is brought within a close distance, due to the flow of tunneling current, this electrons is going to tunnel from tip to the sample, and depending upon the sign of the bias voltage applied, so the resulting tunneling current varies with the tip to sample spacing, and both the sample and the tip must be conductor or semiconductor. Thus, it means that it cannot image an insulating material. So, this is the basic working of an STM process. So, in this particular process, once the tunneling is established, the tip's bias and position with respect to the sample. So, if the tip is moved across the sample in the XY plane, the change in the surface height and density of the state causes the changing in current. That means what, like I told you, lesser will be the gap between the tip and the sample, more will be the flow of tunneling current, and we can get a particular image on the data processing and display. So we are going to see the next in the next slide the two modes of operations. So the what does this mean? This change in the current with respect to position can be measured itself, or the height z of the tip corresponding to a constant current can be measured. That means what? Either it can have variation in the height, or it can have a variation in the current, depend on the surface or the topography of the sample surface. So like I have shared with you that there are two modes of operation. One is constant current and second one is constant height. So first of all, we will go with the constant current. So what does constant current mean? Like there is a feedback system, feedback electronic, which adjusts the height by a voltage to the piezoelectric height control mechanism. This means what? Like if you can see with the figure, like you can consider that there is position a b c d, so that means there is fluctuation on the surface. So what happens, like it is a constant mode current operation, so we have to maintain a current constant, but there is variation in the topography. So what we can vary is the height of the, or we can manage the distance between the tip and the surface. So this in order to adjust the height and the height between the tip and the surface, there should be a feedback, and according to the feedback, this piezoelectric the voltage is going to vary, and accordingly the distance between the tip and the surface is going to be maintained. So this leads to a height variation, and thus the image comes from the tip topography across this sample and gives a constant charge density surface. This means the image is due to variation in the charge density. So it is a time consuming method compared to the constant height, as the feedback control has to adjust the current constantly according to the height as the tip moves along the specimen surface. So आपको इसमें यही याद रखना है कि इसमें हम लोगों को करंट कांस्टेंट रखना है. तो हम वैरी क्या कर सकते हैं, इज द हाइट बिटवीन और द स्टैंड ऑफ डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द टिप एंड द सैंपल सरफेस. Next mode of operation is the constant height mode. As you can see in the figure, there are numbers shown 1, 2, and 3. If you can observe that 1 and 3 at the same position, and 2 is little downward. So as the name indicates, we have to maintain the constant height over the sample surface. So what we can vary is we can vary the tunneling current. So in the constant height mode, the tip travels in a horizontal plane above the sample, and the tunneling current varies depending upon the topography and the local surface electronic properties of the sample. So the tunneling current can be measured at each position on the sample surface, creating the topography image on the screen. So the benefit of using a constant height mode is that it is faster, as the piezoelectric movement requires more time to register the height change in constant current mode. So that can be managed in this constant height mode. However, it is applicable only when the sample surface is really flat, and so that the tip will not crash with the sample surface, and generally it is preferred less preferred because there is a risk of damaging the tip as it can collide with the surface. So there are few advantages and disadvantages. Like STM is an versatile process that it can be used in vacuum, air, water, and other liquid as well as in gases. The next one, it can give a three-dimensional profile of a surface, which allows the researcher to examine characteristics like roughness, surface defects, and molecule size. And next one, it have good resolution, like lateral resolution we can get around 0.1 nanometer, while that of depth resolution can be achieved to around 0.01 nanometer. Next one, if we'll go with the disadvantages, it is very expensive. That is, STM instrument is very expensive, and it needs specific training to operate effectively. And last one, it requires a very clean surface, and as we have seen in the previous slide also, that it requires undamping. so that we can control the vibration, as it has only one single atom at the tip. So these are few advantages and disadvantages of STM instrument. So we can conclude from that there are few applications of STM, like it can be used for studying friction, then surface roughness, defects, and surface reaction in the materials. And it is a very important tool in research and surroundings in semiconductors and microelectronics. So hope you have understood with this scanning tunneling microscope instrument. Thank you.